Today we're going to talk about the sustainable city, Tokyo, Japan. So for the population, Tokyo has a population of approximately at 38 millions. Right now the population is in an increasing trend, which is 37 millions. And the growth rate is 0.13 million compared with 2015, which represent 0.07% annual change. And some history of Tokyo. Tokyo began life as a village known as Edo, which can show in a picture here. And a massive earthquake destroyed nearly half of Tokyo in 1923. And an Allied bombing of Tokyo has just as destructive as that the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Tokyo has the world's busiest metro system, which I show here. Here's all the lanes and all the metros in Tokyo. And for the economy, as Tokyo took over Osaka after the wars in industrialization, the economy kept rising. Tokyo is becoming more and more prosperous, and its economy, especially GDP, is far ahead of other big cities. And its GDP in 2019 is standing at 1.6 trillion, which stand at the top of every city, is number one in the city today. And all these stats right here can show how prosperous Tokyo is. And for the economic sectors, we divide into three parts. First one is primary, second one is secondary, and the third one is tertiary. So the first one, primary, is mostly agriculture, mining, forestry, and secondary is mostly focused on shipbuilding, electronics, and paper manufacturing. And for tertiary, it's mostly government building. It's mostly financial institutes, schools, and restaurants. Here's a chart comparing 20,000 and 2015. As you can see, the primary industry from 2015 start decreasing, and the tertiary start increasing, which means there's more and more people working for the government institutions, which means there's more people moving from rural to urban nowadays. And maps of Tokyo. Japan's modern high-tech capital of more than 12 million people. One of the most fascinating cities in the world. Busy, crowded, expensive, but always exciting and fascinating. And Tokyo is the heart of the Japan, center of culture, music, finance, and art in Japan. The city has stunning modern architecture and looming skyscrapers. The country's political and economic powerhouse. There's also great hotels, museums, galleries, and everything you want to find in Tokyo. And for the models of Tokyo, it's a concentric model, which means the central business district is in the middle of the city, and the residents are surrounding it. The advantage of it is that it's very convenient for people and the residents to get to the city center, and it's pretty close to each other. And for public transport in Tokyo, no matter what, the first rank is always railway transport. The railway transport is used more than 800 times per person per year, and the railway is the most dominating transportation in Tokyo, which has 158 lines, 48 operators, and 2,210 stations. For some action plan for Tokyo, first, changes or improvement to existing transportation infrastructure. Of course, the railway in Tokyo need to be improved. The problem has been obvious in Tokyo's railway. People are getting too crowded in the peak time, as too many people in Tokyo is using the railway as their main transportation. To solve this problem, the first thing would be creating more routes and different transportations, using different transportation and different routes to get to the same destination, which means the first step Tokyo should take is use better resource for route planning. The second one is the air pollution. It's being more and more serious nowadays in Tokyo. So there's 3 solutions. First solution, 10-pole solution, meaning that the city will be condensed, so that people don't have to drive into the places like shops. Better use of land to make people live in a better air quality city without the automobiles. Which means if the shops you want to go to is near to you, there's no meaning of driving. You can just walk or take a bike there, and everything is closing near to each other, so there's no meaning of using an automobile unless you're traveling far. So solution 2, based on solution 1, walking and biking will fix the problem. People can just rent a bike near their home and bike into the shop. As I mentioned earlier, everything is near to each other, so there's no need to use automobiles. Just walk or take a bike. Use the eco-friendly transportation. And solution 3, growing more trees in the urban area to filter the air. The major problem that causes the air pollution in Tokyo is there's less tree to filter the air. Thus, planting more trees will decrease in the air pollution. Which means there's need to be more trees to filter the air, as there's less tree nowadays than before in Tokyo. Growing more trees are the most direct and the fastest way to filter the air, which is also eco-friendly. Thank you everyone for listening to my presentation.